everyone, I'm Maria, and today I'll be talking about the impacts of gender inequality. Imagine you're getting into an Uber, alone, at night. Before you even open the door, you check the license plate. Then you check it again. You text a friend your location, you share your trip. You keep your phone in your hand, you make sure someone knows when you're going to arrive, and you rehearse what you would do if something went wrong. For many women, that isn't paranoia. It isn't irrational, it isn't overthinking. It's preparation. Preparation taught not in classrooms, but through whispered warnings, cautionary tales, and lived experience. Yet, perhaps what is most striking about this is that many boys will never have to think this way. Many will never know what it feels like to instinctively clutch their keys between their fingers, to monitor every stranger walking behind them, and to wonder whether their drink has been left unattended for way too long. And yet when women speak about these fears, the response is often the same. You're exaggerating. It's not that serious. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. 4 words. 4 words that seem harmless, yet 4 words that excuse stereotypes, dismiss experiences, and allow sexism to disguise itself as humor. A girl's told she's emotional because she's on her period. It's just a joke. Someone says that women belong in the kitchen. It's just a joke. Someone laughs that women are too dramatic, too sensitive, too irrational to lead. It's just a joke. But what happens when that joke is repeated thousands of times? What happens when millions of people hear the same message over and over again? What happens when prejudice becomes punchlines? Nowadays, many tend to think that gender inequality is largely a thing of the past. After all, women can vote, women can attend university, become doctors, lawyers, scientists. The battle has been won. Yet, if that's true, gender should not affect opportunities. But 119 million girls worldwide have been denied the ability to attend school, stripped from their educational rights. And if that's true, leadership should reflect society as a whole, yet gender discrimination continues to affect women even in higher education. In 2018, Japan's Tokyo Medical University was exposed for deliberately lowering women's entrance exam scores to limit female enrollment. We often say that we have successfully achieved equalities, but women do not even experience the same amount of safety. A recent survey commissioned by UN Women UK found that an alarming number of women have been victims of sexual harassment. Now let's think about that for a second. Just how many women do you think that includes? Raise your hand if you think it's around 60%. 70? 80? Maybe even 90? Anyone? The actual figure is 97% of women. 97% of women knows what it's like to be followed, know what it's like to be catcalled, touched inappropriately, and be made to feel afraid, and yet we're still told we're imagining this problem. And this is not an issue that arises solely based on an individual act of sexism. It is a culture reinforced by social media influencers who present misogyny as confidence, domination as strength, and equality as weakness. And the consequences to this are measurable. An article published by The Guardian showed that Gen Z males are twice as likely as baby boomers to believe that wives should obey their husbands. I invite you to reflect on just how extraordinary that is. The generation with unlimited access to information. The generation expected to move society forward holding harmful and outdated values that had previously been abandoned. We witness the prejudice of the past being marketed and rebranded for a new audience. Not necessarily through textbooks or legislations, but through algorithms and podcasts, 30-second videos played millions of times a day. And this is why language matters. This is why jokes matters. This is why culture matters. Take menstruation, for example. A girl mentioned her periods. Someone laughs and says, ew. It's just a joke, but shame has consequences. When menstruation becomes embarrassing, people stop talking about it. And whilst these problems remain hidden, millions of people continue to face period poverty, missing school, opportunities, and education, not only because they lack the access to menstrual products, but they lack the ability to talk about it. The joke ends, but the consequences do not. And this is how misogyny survives in the 21st century. Now, we have spoken about a problem so vast that it can seem beyond the influence of an individual person. Yet, the androcentric nature of society does not survive on its own. It survives because ordinary people continue to repeat the ideas that sustains it. Every person in this room has probably heard phrases like, boys will be boys. And many girls have even caught themselves saying something along the lines of, I'm just a girl, to excuse a mistake. These comments may appear insignificant, but the fight against inequality is not only fought in parliaments, boardrooms, or courtrooms. It is fought in everyday conversations, one word at a time. So my challenge to everyone in this room is simple. Stop laughing. Stop repeating the stereotype. Refuse to cultivate the system and oppression of the patriarchy. Because inequality rarely announces itself. It rarely arrives wearing a sign that says discrimination. More often, it arrives disguised as tradition, disguised as stereotypes, disguised as humors. And the moment we stop accepting that excuse is the moment we begin building a more equal world. A world where respect is not conditional, where safety is not a privilege, where opportunity is not determined by gender. And perhaps then, one day, a woman will be able to get into an Uber at night without rehearsing an escape plan in her head. Perhaps then, women will stop being called irrational for fears that they are taught to carry by a society that gives them every reason to. Because what is truly irrational? The woman who checks the license plate twice, or the society that hears her experiences, sees the evidence, and yet finds it humorous, laughing it off as just a joke? Thank you.